Hello everybody and welcome to another Mystery Box Function Challenge. In the purple mystery box there's some math and your challenge is to figure out what that is. You can use the link in the description to try this out, and when you think you've got it, come on back and see if we get the same thing. Alright, well, let's start with a 0. Oh, so 0 is way off the graph here. It's down at -30. Let's try a 1. 1 is on at -2. Let's try a 2. There's that 2. Okay, let's keep going. Let's try a 3. And 3's up at 6. Okay, let's just try a 4 here. And that's at a 34. Okay, I'm going to try a point further out in the negatives. It seems like it's really far down off the graph here. I just want to make sure that pattern continues. So I'm going to maybe put in a -4 and see what we get. Whoa, so -862. So it's way off. So it's shooting down really fast as we go towards the negative, and then it's rising up really quickly as we go towards the positive. So, so down here, it's just getting negative really fast, and up here, it's getting positive really fast. And then we've got these 3 points that we can see, and they all seem to line up in a line. Looks like the slope there is 4, but I don't think this is a line, because by -4 we're down at 862. So this is definitely a pretty steep curve. So what kind of a function could this be? Do you have an idea? Well, when I see something shooting down really quickly on the left and then rising up really quickly on the right, I think of a cubic function. Those cubic functions, they have opposite pointing arms, one down and one up. I suppose this could be any kind of odd function, an x to the third, x to the fifth, x to the seventh, but I think probably we wouldn't get an x to the fifth here. So I'm going to guess this is a cubic function. And the way to verify that is to take a look near the middle of this, and it should flatten out. These 2 points here actually show some flattening compared to how big the numbers are. But let's look even closer. Let's look at 1.5 and 2.5. So we'll try that. So 1.5. Okay, and 2.5. And now I think you can see more of that classic cubic shape there. So it's going to flatten out around that sort of center of the function, or what I think of as the center of the function right here. So let's start building a function. We know some things already. So we know that it's going to be a cubic. I think it's been moved. So if this is our center point of the function, it's been moved, well, it's been moved up to. So that would be a +2 at the end of the function. I'll just jot that in. But it's also been moved over to, thinking about starting this at the origin with x cubed. So to move over to the right, you actually have to subtract 2 inside the cube. Okay, so we'll have x -2. So this x -2 and this +2 at the end, that's going to move the center here. I think we've got one more thing going on though, because this is not a typical cubic, just x cubed. It's got a multiplier because it seems to shoot up really, really fast, faster than I would expect from a cube. These numbers aren't cubes, they're cubes times something. How can I figure out what that multiplier is? Well, we've got a clue already. We noticed that these points here were going at a slope of 4. Right? So from here to here is a slope of 4, and from here to here is a slope of 4. And this is 1 away from the center. That tells me that I think my multiplier is 4. But let's test that and make sure it works. So if I put in that, if I put in that 2, I'm going to get a 0 here, and that would just be 2. So that makes sense, and the multiplier doesn't come into effect. But if we look at a 1, let's put in a 1. So 1 minus 2 quantity cubed times 4 plus 2. So this would be a -1 cubed is still going to be a -1. So that'd be a -4 plus 2. So that should be a -2. And look, that's exactly what I get. Let's try one of these numbers a little further out. Let's try a 4. So if I put in a 4 here, so that'd be 4 times 4 minus 2, quantity cubed, plus 2. 4 minus 2 would be 2 cubed, and then plus 2 on the outside, times 4. So that's 8 times 4 is 32, plus 2, that should be 34. And that's exactly what we got. Okay, so I think we've got our multiplier. We got it from looking at these points right around the center, and it checks out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and reveal. And there it is. Yes, so 4 times the quantity x minus 2 cubed, and then plus 2 to raise it up. Let's go ahead and graph that as well. And there is our very steep cubic function shooting down to negative infinity on the left and rising up to positive infinity on the right. Well, how did that go for you? Did these numbers throw you off, or did you see cubic from the beginning? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.